Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is Kracken, and today I am super stoked to bring you guys a podcast of some recent gaming development news in Diablo 3. And today we have a sweet guest, which is Sabin. Say hello.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Alright, sweet. Alright, before we get started, I'm going to do a little bit of an intro of all this business, just so I'm not just some random dude talking about random crap. Alright, I'm
Yeah.
Kracken. I am a global moderator for the website Dark Revolution Gaming, sweet gaming community. Check it out if you haven't already. Um, and I am just a casual gamer. Used to be hardcore into WoW during Wrath of the Lich King and stuff like that, so I have a lot of experience with that game. I've been playing some sweet StarCraft 2, and also to get on to today's subject, I am super excited for Diablo 3 to come out. And so hopefully it's going to be a sweet game. Hopefully it's going to be everything that I want it to be. I didn't actually play Diablo 2, but I'm super stoked to play some action RPG. Alright, go ahead, Sabine, if you want to do your introduction.
All right. Well, hey, everyone. I'm Sabine. I'm the administrator over at Dark Revolution Gaming. DarkRevolutionGaming.com is the website.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Kraken.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Uh, we support Diablo 3, StarCraft 2, and World of Warcraft, and we're looking to add some new games in the future.
Yes, and we're
Now,
open for anything like
yeah,
Guild Wars
just
2. Yeah, I'm super stoked for that game too.
pretty much anything that we can have a active community in. If enough players want it, I'll add any game. And so a little bit about myself. I've been playing Diablo 2 since when the expansion came out, Lord of Destruction in 2001. Before that, I was playing StarCraft in StarCraft Brood Wars, and I'm now playing StarCraft 2 and World of Warcraft. I'm going back and forth on WoW, kind of pretty much starting over every patch and then kind of quitting again. It just gets boring, you know. Um, as for Diablo 2, I it took me 7 years to quit. It was one of
Holy
the best
cow.
game the best game I've ever played. The thing that finally ruined it for me was eventually the spam bots.
Oh, that's a bummer. I heard those are
Yeah.
pretty excessive, but I don't think we'll see much of those in Diablo 3.
Well, no, because they cost like $60 for every account.
Hmm.
It's a little bit different. So I'm gonna give the floor back to you, Kraken.
Okay, sweet. So let's get into today's topics. The first one I wanted to talk about, since I have a expert on Diablo 2, and plus this expert has the Diablo 3 beta. So I was wondering what your impressions from Diablo 2 versus Diablo 3 beta. What do you think of the gameplay, the improvements? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Just go.
All right. Well, one of the things they changed, they really dumbed it down, to be honest. It used to be the one thing I like is that they added more variety in spells. So because in Diablo 2 you were only using two spells really. You had your left click and your right click, and then you had your F keys. But
Oh
you
shoot.
really you had one main attack, and in Diablo 3 you got up to six, and they're all, if you make your build right, they should all complement each other somehow. Now, but I don't know. To me, they really dumbed it down in that there's no, especially with the new skill setup. They, I don't know. They want you to pick one in every category. You have your primary skills, your secondary, your utility, your defensive,
Aha.
and they even took out the numbers out of it. Now instead of saying you do X damage or percent weapon damage, it just says, you shoot a fireball, you shoot lightning
You
that hits three
shoot.
people.
Yeah.
It's like, so how do I know which one's better? I gotta open the web and do all this research. Now, how do
Yeah.
I know? Yeah,
I
so
think I think some of that is you can actually change some of that because I read up that they actually have advanced tooltips options that you can toggle on and off. So, but the thing, what really getting it to is especially with this latest with beta patch 13, they did a huge change up on basically it picks where your skills should be on your bars unless you have like an elective mode that you can also toggle on and off. So you still have that freedom, but I think the biggest thing that Blizzard was really trying to do with this whole gig and like this game, sorry, this gig, this Diablo 3 was that your grandma could just play this game. So they got it so it's so simple that basically anyone can pick it up, not like a non-gamer, they don't know anything about computers and they can pick this up and do that. But I really hope they don't make it like the gameplay dumb. I really hope they keep it really hard and really technical, and also the builds are going to be just different. But I do know you can have advanced tooltips that you can put on, toggle on and off. But it's true when you first look at it, it's like barbarian like bash is like
yeah,
you
you just
bonk
hit
the
them and they
zombie
go
over the
flying.
head.
Excuse
it's
me.
it's kind of it's pretty ridiculous. But other than that, how's the gameplay in Diablo 3?
Well, the new spell changes. Excuse me. They even with the elective mode, the changes to the interface makes it such a hassle to you. It's not like you can just select your six and just drag and drop. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta go to that category, or you gotta go for that number one button, or number two, number three, number four, whatever hotkey you want to change. And then
That is a
you
pain.
still gotta choose it from the category. It just I don't know. It's just like extra steps for, and especially it really bothered me the way they start assigning them for you. You actually got to go to the game options to change it back to elective mode.
Yeah, I think that's still it's just like for all the more hardcore gamers out there that they don't need a super easy interface and don't need anybody to hold their hand that
Yeah,
like I won't want that. Like I'm gonna go elective mode. Like I don't care if it's the worst build ever. I want to fail. That's how I like gaming like that. I like improving myself and getting better over time. I don't like being, oh well, I just had Blizzard hold my hand the whole time. Yeah, so
exactly. Cause then you don't really feel like you're playing. You're just
you're
it's all
just
laid out for you.
yeah.
So as far as the gameplay, well, it gets repetitive. I mean, half hour to an hour of content. You can stretch it to an hour
It
if
is
you
the
you
beta,
know
yeah.
Yeah, if you go around exploring the whole map, maybe an hour. It's a very limited portion of the skills available. It's nice now that we actually get to see the first rune skill is what they're calling it now. Uh,
Yes.
we get that at level 6.
Yeah, for sure.
Although,
We'll go into that a little bit later. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves.
all
But
right,
okay, but sweet. All right, well, that's Diablo 2 versus Diablo 3. Go. All right. That was it. Okay, we're done. All right. So,
all right.
there was an Activision conference call. I want to say 3 weeks ago. That Blizzard had with their basically all their investors. So a whole bunch of business guys are going being there. So they're all talking to the people that invest money into this company. And
Hey man, I got Blizzard stock. Why didn't they call me?
I don't know, man. Maybe you just need to be like they should have. Like I mean, they
I
should have
know,
called
right?
me just because I'm just that cool.
Because you're
But
cracking.
I am the
Yep.
Kraken. They better be intimidated by me. But shoot, so they finally state I forget who it was. It was like Jay Wilson or something like that. They did state that they will release the game in the second quarter. So basically anywhere from April, please be April, to June they can release the game unless they change that. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty solid date. I for how long the beta's been going and for all this development news, and especially with the beta patch 13 that just came out, I believe we'll see a quarter 2 release.
Yeah, we see on the forums, we see a lot of crying about, hey, they keep pushing it back, but in reality they never really announced. The only announcement they made was first quarter. So this is actually the first time they're pushing
Well,
it back.
even then, even they said early 2012,
Yeah.
and Bashiak accidentally squeaked out a quarter 1 sometime, and he was like, "Whoa, whoa, I'm really, really sorry." Our official, of course, he had it on his Twitter, which people like. It's his personal Twitter, even though it says like it's his. He says like random crap on there all the time,
Yeah.
and people take that into major account, which I don't like. I mean, you can follow these people, they put themselves out there, but people are just trying to catch them and do it. But
Mhm.
quarter 2 release, hopefully, please, yes. All right. Recently, they actually basically kicked us in the pants a couple of times with a couple of different things. Um, they got totally new stat system. So it used to be attack, defense, vitality, and uh, precision. Correct.
Mhm. Yep.
And then now they have basically specific stats: strength, agility, intellect, and stamina. And
Yeah. Well,
basically, yeah.
actually, the precision, they still have the item stat for a crit chance, increasing your chance to crit with your attacks.
Oh, really?
But they don't. Yeah, they just don't have the precision stat anymore.
Okay, I gotcha. So yeah, there's a lot of affixes that they're probably still gonna have like I forget where it was. It was like they're gonna have items with like knockback and like life steal obviously and a whole bunch of like blind chance and like they have crazy affixes out there because everything's randomized in Diablo 3, which is really sweet. Um, but also could be kind of a pain because you're trying to get a certain weapon and you go to your crafter and you're like, craft me this weapon, and he crafts you something and you're a barbarian and it gives you something with intellect, which is for wizards and witch doctors, and you go and so you like have to make 10 of the exact same weapon before you even get something that you want. So it's a kind of a give and take thing. Um,
Yeah. The other thing to keep in mind, actually, a lot of these stats we can see in the betas, like life steal, magic find, gold find, stats. From what I've seen, they're kind of keeping it the same way as Diablo 2 as far as item drops. They're going with where it's based on the monster's level or some kind of value that they assign
oh,
to each monster in each level, each area. And so that way you can't get like the high end stuff in normal or nightmare.
gotcha. Well, sweet, excellent. Well, little little dip into the gear